Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Aurogiri. So as the title suggests, we'll be talking today about fused Magatama. So in a couple of my videos over the past weeks, months, time span of duration, sometimes I'll drop the words fused mag and 105 mag and Tempest mag, and people are like, well, what the fuck are those? I go to the wiki, I can't just look up 105 mag, what is that? So when you go to the wiki, and please note that the wiki is changing. If you're a PC player, the wiki is constant, but if you are a console player, you'll notice that the wiki is starting to mismatch, and that is something that I'm going to try to address and help console players with in the future, but that's an unrelated matter. So, like, if you go to the wiki, you type in 105, nothing pops up. We call them 105 mags and fused mags because of their properties. The 105 mags are like the go-to skill force mags that require you to be level 105. So, like, I have Thunderquake minimum level 105, and it's a 105 mag. So hey Loki, when I stream on YouTube, it's how I make videos, because the PS4 directly streams to YouTube, and it just records everything I say, and it just makes the video right then and there. So if I can make like a little lesson or a video just by talking, then it just saves me a lot of time, and it's like the best way to do it. That's hopefully that clarifies your confusion. So yeah, like Thunderquake is a 105 mag, Talon Breaker, Raretsu, Skyrending, all of them, they're really good mags, they're the 105 mags. But then there's a mag above a 105, which is the 117 mag, or the fused mag. So in my case for Spear, there would be the Thunderquake Magatama dash fused, level 117. The fused mag is like if you had a normal mag, but it was like Super Saiyan 2. So yeah, I know about that method too, yeah. So, fused mags are like super mags, right? But like, I have a recipe for a fused mag here with Kaguya. Let's open her up and we'll talk about them. So, fused mags, the recipes, you have to get them on the moon by farming dungeons and getting the reward and just doing them meticulously over and over and over in the specific dungeon, and hopefully you get the recipe that is yours. So if I go to just mags, scroll down here, like these are 105 mags: Skyrending, Dancing Water, Thunderquake, Attack Star, Talon Breaker, Crucifix, and then we have Dancing Water Magatama fused right there, Raretsu Magatama fused, Talon Breaker fused, and Crucifix Magatama fused. So they're just called fused because these mags are reinforced with obsidian and ivory gems and moon stuff to make the Magatamas better, like super awesome. So if we look at Crucifix, for example, like all the stuff they give you is going to be the same, but the elements will vary. Like a Thunderquake has plus lightning, negative mountain, but a Raretsu has plus mountain, negative wind, I think? I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Raretsu. It's like the only one I don't have. I don't know why I said it. Talon Breaker is plus dark, negative, holy, and Crucifix is plus holy, negative, dark. Anyway. Just what this game needs. More Mon speak? Mon speak. Okay. So, if we look at the normal Thunderquake, it gives you 60 skill force and then 40 more if you're under half. So 100 skill force if you're below 50% HP all the time, which is great, and then additional 10 element and critical force. Oh, moon speak. Okay, moon speak. Okay. So, you get a little negative element, positive element, and then extra crit force. If you wear 3 of them, it makes it so your crits do double damage because your crit force goes up to 200 as opposed to 1.7. So that's pretty cool. So, to compare, let's just compare Dancing Water, because, you know, because I have the fuse down there. Dancing Water is plus ice, negative fire, and everything else is the same, but it just says Twin Sword. So if we go to the fused version, it says 70% skill force all the time. So, you know, that's pretty rad. So it's 10 more skill force than the normal mag. So if you were under half, you'd have 110 skill force. So if you had 3 fused mags, you would have, you know, 330 skill force under half. So 10 more skill force. That's not really that impressive for all of the effort you have to go through. You know, 30 extra skill force is good, don't get me wrong, but it's not, if that's all they did, they wouldn't be worth the trouble. Then it says ice element plus 30. That's kind of crazy. Right now, if you had 3 105s, like I have 30 lightning, you know, it's just 30 lightning. But if I had 3 Thunderquakes, I would have 90 lightning. Or like the Dancing Water here would be 90 ice, which would make the Ice Lance invaluable to the Twin Sword kit. You know, but at the cost of negative 15 to fire. Whereas before it's a 5, now it's a 15. So, you know, it tripled the element. So before it was 10 plus 10 and negative 5, now it's plus 30, negative 15. But then there's a secondary element on it as well. Now Dancing Water gains 15 rain and negative 10 lightning. So that's pretty cool. That's such that you gain a secondary element, but a secondary negative element. So that really changes up your meta. But as long as you're using weapons that have positive elements and you only put those skills that affect those elements, like if you're Twin Sword and you're not going to put a fire move on some random ass weapon, you're not just going to put that on your Storm or some random weapon that doesn't give you fire, because you're going to have negative fire in that instance. You need a weapon to counteract that negative. So like if we look at the negative, so if you had 3 Dancing Water fused, it would be 45 negative fire. In such a situation where, like, it's better to say Thunderquake fused. Thunderquake fused would be negative 45 mountain. At that point, even if you had a Gargoyle Storm weapon that has 40 mountain on it and 60 lightning, you would still be in the negative for mountain. You would actually have a negative mountain affinity, and it would do less damage. Now, mind you, 5 points is not the end of the world. It's still there, and it's less damage. So you try to avoid using that element on your weapons. But fuse mags present lots of element, lots of awesome stuff, and then you get a secondary element. So Dancing Water, I love Dancing Water because it's ice and rain. It is rhyme. It is fantastic. It is Misty Massacre. It's Icicle Spear Dance. It is Lance. It is great on Twin. You know, very complementary skills. I think the bow is like that too, but it's more rain and then negative ice. Or not negative ice, but it would be the secondary one. Anyway, you know, it's 30 and 15, so that's pretty awesome. And then if you come down to the bottom again, you see critical force plus 20. Plus 20. So if you have 3 of them, you're now doing 2.3 times damage when you crit. Before, like, that's just crazy. Like, you know, when you're doing a critical, you're hitting them for not double damage, but 2.3 times damage. So to like 130% more damage. So that's awesome when you crit. But the best thing about fuse mags is the thing at the bottom. Cooldown cut plus 10. Whoa. Cooldown cut plus 10. When you drink Chidori in the red cup from Juncture, you get like 36 cooldown. Like, that's a Chidori. If you have 3 of this mag, 3 fused, you're getting 30 cooldown. That's literally having a free Chidori. I know. Exactly. So 30 cooldown time. Max cooldown in the game is 80. if you have 3 of these and drink Chidori in the red cup before the Chidori nerf, which comes in the future, you're going to be sitting at like near max cooldown, and you can just spam your skills over and over and over and over. I've seen it. My friend Cluster has all 3. Another guy in the game, Goku, has 3. My friend Suzaku has 2. It's pretty damn nifty when you have max cooldown. It's unreal. And this also transfers to Vanguards too. Like if you have 2 Fuse and you're in Miyamoto, you can just Eternal War forever. Like you could just shoot Flash Retribution one after the other, just hitting like L2 R2, L2 R2, like doom 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 doom, shoot 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 shoot. You would never have to stop. And that's awesome. At that point, like sometimes you'll say like, oh, well on this weapon you'll want 3 of that skill so you can always use it. After you get 3 Fuse, it's like, well, you know, my Gargoyle only really needs 2 Fireballs and 1 Kamaitachi, because Kamaitachi's cooldown is really fast, or really low, whatever you want to say. It comes back really quick, and fires really quick too, but at that point you can just switch between 2 Fireballs relentlessly, and then just use Kamaitachi, and it would just keep, you could just keep spamming the same move. And it would just be like, whoa, the cooldown's crazy. It's awesome. It's fantastic. So that's the power of a Fuse Mag. It's not to be underestimated at all. It's literally, in my mind, it is the Super Saiyan 2 to the power that was 105's. So let's click on Dancing Water, okay? So just to look at what it takes to make it. So info, that's just its description, it's whatever. Ability, you know, level 117, purity 8. You're pretty much not going to want anything higher than Faded Contractor on it. Chakra is 50, so each of them cost 5 more chakra than a 105 mag. So 105s are 45, these are base 50. So if you have 3 of them and they're all ornamented with Faded Contractor, you will consume 162 chakra. 162. And right now on PS4, with our level cap of 120, we can only have 164 chakra, so it doesn't leave you with much leeway room unless you're Spear, and then you can just throw on a Sparrow mag, because Sparrow is a 2 chakra mag. That gives you Spear Affinity and Pierce. But that's another point for another time. So let's look at the actual composition of this. To make one, you need a version of the 105 mag. Doesn't matter what's on it. You just trade it in. And then you're going to need mags from the Moon Dungeons. So Sero and Rabbit are 2 mags that drop in Dew Creek and various other places. I think Benkei Factory as well. I could be wrong, but Sero and Rabbit are Dew Creek mags. You know, you just go to the wiki, look up their location. It's all going to be there. Don't worry about that. So they take the Sero, the Rabbit, the Akatsuki Yami, and the Hisakata. So generally, all the Fuse mags will require 2 affinity-looking mags and then 2 universal red-blue mags. So if we go to Ruretsu, you see Bamboo Weave, which is an affinity mag, and Tortoiseshell, which is another affinity mag, and then Neotero, Akatsuki Yami, which are the red-blue mags, multicolor. Same thing here, Katsukiyami, Nubatama, and then 2 Wand Affinity mags. And then Crucifix will be Alioth and Alcade, Staff Affinity mags, and then 2 red-blue mags. So there's only about 4 of the red-blue mags, I think. There's 4. There's Neoteru, Akatsuki Yami, Hisakata, and I just thought of it. There's Hisakata, Neotero, Akatsuki Yami, and Nubatama. And, you know, Dew Creek's probably the best place to get Nubatama, I'd say. And Neoteru, you get it in Palace. Hisakata, you get it in Kaguya's home. And Akatsuki Yami, you'd get it in Lacus Mortis. You know, those are the ideal places. So once again, if you want to farm Akatsuki Yami, you would do Lacus Mortis, Hisakata, Kaguya's Home, Neoteru, Palace of Rain, and Akatsuki Yami, Lacus Mortis, and then what was the other one? Nubatama, I don't know. I keep losing track of them because these mags are weird, but you know, they're all on the wiki. Very, very easy stuff to find. So they take all those mags and different mags per thing. You just go look up where they drop, but the universal ones are universal nonetheless, and you need the 105. So what else do you need to make these bad boys? So you need ivory gems. 3 ivory, 3 obsidian. These are easy peasy gems compared to the old ones, Myrtle, Scarlet, and Cerulean. These guys drop like cake, especially when you're running dungeons on hard and hell. They don't drop on normal, by the way. They only drop hard and hell, and you'll get them no problem, Lacus Mortis and stuff like that. So these things easy, like, you know, ivory's the easy gem, obsidian's the hard gem. Like I have 100 to 50, that's about the ratio in their drop rate. And then you have these bottom ones. So here you have Lunar Spirit Seal. Lunar Spirit Seal is like the thing in the game. Lunar Spirit Seal only drops off of Lunar Spirit, Hime, Kaguya, and it is a abysmally low drop rate. Like, it's just the lowest drop rate like in the game. It's like getting a mag drop, a specific mag drop off of her. To put it in perspective, on average, its drop rate is 1 out of 400 runs, assuming you were doing normal Palace of Rain. Usually 1 in 400, and for my friend Ikaros, he got it 1 in 398. My friend Cluster got 1 in 400 some runs. I got mine in 49. You know, it's a very bleak rate, but I got mine on like hard, but that doesn't really change too much. So Lunar Spirit Seal is like the hardest thing to get. You just got to run Palace of Rain over and over and over and over and over. Doesn't matter how many times you die, just kill Kaguya and pray and hope it drops. It's usually like the keystone to any fused mag. If you don't get this, there's no hope. You can get all the other rewards as many times as you want, but if you don't have the seal, like you know, you're up shit creek without a paddle. So Blueprints. Blueprints is the reward for completing Benkei Factory. You know, just don't die, run through, get it. Globe, same thing. That's Kaguya's Home. Wandering Spirit, that is Lacus Mortis. Elixir of Immortality is Palace of Rain. You'll get a lot of these on your path to getting Lunar Spirit Seal, don't worry about it. And Winter Moondew is Dew Creek. So for me, it took me about 200 runs to Dew Creek to get a Winter Moondew. Elixir, it took me about 80 runs to get it. Yes, I got it after the seal. Wandering Spirit, I have 5 of these because I try to do Lacus Mortis a lot for my recipe, and I never got the recipe for the spear, so I just have a lot of them. You're back from death? Oh wow. Globe, like I said, you get it from Kaguya's Home. I got mine in like 10 runs. I got it very, very early on hard. Blueprints, I've probably done about maybe 40 runs of Benkei Factory. There's no real way to tell, but I didn't run too many. Without a doubt, Winter Moondew is the hardest reward for me to get by far. Because a lot of the times in Dew Creek, you DC at the boss, and you just miss out on rewards 24/7. So that's how you make a fused mag. They're pretty cool. They're awesome. Like, it's the goal. All I need to make mine is my recipe. Or Mikuru took you to Tensho Hell. Oh my god. You died a lot? Shit. So let's talk actual recipes. So, you know, we talk about how to construct a fuse mag, like how good they are, and they are incredibly good. I've seen them in action, like I said. So where do you get them? Dancing Water recipe drops in Benkei Factory. It doesn't drop, it's a reward from completing Benkei Factory or Lacus Mortis. There's 2 chances to get it. two places. If you're Sword and you want the Skyrending fused Magatama, you have to go to Benkei Factory and pray that it is rewarded to you there. Thunderquake fused for Spear, you have Lacus Mortis or Palace of Rain to get it. It's a reward there. Ruretsu is just Kaguya's home. Wicked Wolf is just Kaguya's home. Talon Breaker is just Palace of Rain. Crucifix is Dew Creek, and Attack Star is Dew Creek. So for whatever reason, Spear and Twin Sword get 2 locations to farm their recipes because there are 5 dungeons, and everyone else is confined to just one area. In my opinion, if you're going to be farming the Spear recipe or you have to farm the Talon Breaker there anyway. You're better off farming it in Palace of Rain because that's more chances at getting a seal. I'm still trying to get my recipe. I got the Talon Breaker before it, but that's where I got it. So 5 dungeons, pretty narrow places you got to farm to get them. And usually wherever your fused recipe drops, that is where your mags drop. Now that's not always true, and I'm going to get into that, but it is the case for some of them. So, or is it? I think it's not, actually. So for Dancing Water, like, you'd get Saro and Rabbit in Dew Creek, but the recipe doesn't drop there. For Ruretsu, for Bamboo Weave and Tortoiseshell, you get these in Palace of Rain. For Talon Breaker, Matsuyoi, and Usagetsu you can get in either Dew Creek or Palace of Rain. But since they both drop in Palace of Rain, you're better off just farming Palace of Rain because that's where your recipe is and other things. Unless obviously you need a Winter Moon Dew, then by all means go get it. Crucifix, Alcade, and Alioth both drop in Lacus Mortis. They're probably the easiest ones to get. Wicked Wolf has Stonefish, I think, and something else, and they both drop in Lacus Mortis as well. For Spear, if you go on the wiki and try to look at Cygnus and Wild Goose, which is your 2, they will not have a drop location other than Kaguya on normal. For whatever reason, the wiki is wrong, and they drop in Kaguya's home on hard and hell difficulty off of like every mob that is not a sandal. I have 2 Cygnus and 1 Wild Goose to prove this. And that's where I got them, although I did get my first Cygnus off Kaguya, which was ironic. Sword gets Spider and Firefly in Dew Creek and Benkei Factory. I think I've said all of them. And then Bow gets White Sand and Alani Mag. It's something like that. You get that in Kaguya's home. So actually I was wrong. Like where you get the mags to make your 117s is usually not the same dungeon. So it pretty much makes it so you have to farm a multitude of dungeons to get all of your stuff. So if we just drop by the storage here for a sec, I might have a 117 mag on me, but I doubt it. A good way to look for them is just to hit like defense. I don't think I have any on me at all. They're all in storage. It's Amagi. That's it, Amagi. Yep, Amagi. I knew there was an I at the end. But if we just go to mags, and then search by defense, it should put them near the top. Yeah. So there we have the Hisakata, 1500. Then we have Neoteru, Katsukiyami, Nubatama, Matsuyoi, Firefly, Rabbit, Tortoiseshell, Usagetsu, Alcade, Amagi, which is Kaguya's home, Wild Goose, Kaguya's home. Dugong is the other one for Odachi. It is Lacus Mortis, Palace of Rain, Kage's Home, Dew Creek, Lacus Mortis, and Dew Creek Benkei Factory. So I'm pretty sure I have all of the mags, at least one of them. So I should have about 16 of these. So let me just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And I don't have a white sand, so there are 16 of them. So they're pretty easy to find. You can look them up in the wiki and find them. The only one that will not be listed are the spear mags for whatever reason, but they do drop in Kage's Home, something I only found out late last fever, and that's the only reason I have 2 Cygnuses and 1 Wild Goose, because I popped 300s and went in there on hell. So that was awesome. So that's my little video about fuse mags. Hopefully I'll get my recipe very soon, and I'll be able to make one, which I will do on stream. Whether or not I ornament it is still up in the air, like right then and there. But generally speaking, spear users will want to have 3 fused, and then you can throw on a Sero at the end for affinity and just put like Confining Terror on them for crit or something. Because it's such a low chakra mag and it will fit in the curve. But you'll only really be able to ornament them when you're level 124, something I'll have to look forward to. But until then, I could just throw it on and gain 5 pierce and some extra attack. So, you know, it's kind of better than a marble. Or an Ius. We'll see. So that's it for fuse mags. Hope you guys learned something. Maybe you didn't know if they were worth it. I think fused are highly worth it. In the normal course of gameplay, if you wanted to build an Abyss weapon and an El Sin, and then have 3 fused to use as your own, you're going to need to make about 6 fused mags, and that's crazy. But if you get the seals while you're trying to get stuff, by all means, do it. Level 56 this morning, just finished Kyoto. Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah, thanks for the good luck, Gren. So I'm going to get on out of here. Hope you guys learned something about fuse. I definitely think they're worth it, especially for the cooldown. The cooldown and the element is crazy. The skill force is negligible at that point. Oh, you took the respect and went full sword? God damn. I mean, at least you know what you're doing. So, I'm going to get on out of here. Hope you guys enjoyed the vid. As always, leave comments saying things you want me to cover, things you want me to go over. Ask me questions anytime, and if it's video worthy, you might get a shout out. So, see y'all later. Bye.